Contra Costa County Print and Mail Services is a 28-employee in-plant serving the 1.2 million residents of this California county, just east of San Francisco. Earlier this year, the shop made a big change when it replaced all of its production equipment with a fleet of Canon inkjet and toner presses. Here to tell us why is Division Manager Scott Plaskowitz. Welcome, Scott.
Hi, Bob. Nice to see you again.
Now, you run a pretty busy operation. You print between 4.5 and 5 million impressions a month on your offset and digital presses. What types of printed pieces are you printing and mailing for the county?
Well, we do a lot of different variable data printing for health services, but we also do a lot of brochures, posters. We do wide format, rigid media, banners. We do a lot of business cards, letterhead. We print a ton of envelopes. And we also do a lot of different bound books here. Any sort of bound book we can do in-house as well.
Oh, pretty busy operation. I mentioned your recent upgrade to Canon digital presses. What equipment did you add?
So the big one we added was the IX 3200. We also added a Titan 6180 TPXP and a Canon V1000 as well.
Nice. What prompted you to want to upgrade your equipment? I mean, were you seeking more advanced technology?
Yeah, digital print changes very, very rapidly. So we were just sort of looking to upgrade to the next platform of inkjet.
Right. Well, during the research phase, what made you confident to partner with Canon?
Well, I've been running Canons for a long time, digital myself. And honestly, the biggest thing was when I saw the IX 3200 in person, I was sold on it right away.
Yeah, because you had inkjet already. So, I mean, what was better about the IX 3200?
The biggest thing that I really liked about the IX was the ability to print on coated, uncoated, carbonless.
How about the speed of the IX compared to your previous inkjet? Do you get more speed, more productivity?
Before we were running right about 300 pages a minute. The IX will produce about 320 pages a minute. But the reliability of the IX is awesome. It does what it says it does.
And how is the quality of the color output? Is it good enough for the materials you're printing?
Oh yeah, it's definitely good enough. I came from offset for the longest time, and this is the closest digital I've seen to offset printing.
Well, that's good to hear. I think a lot of people out listening will be interested to hear that. Has the IX 3200 allowed you to bring in work in-house that was previously outsourced?
Yeah, with the ability to print on coated sheets, there's multiple newsletters that we do throughout the year. And previously, those were always done on coated sheets, and we would always have to send those out to an outside vendor. Now, with the IX, everything comes in-house now.
Yeah, that's one of the big benefits of inkjet, is being able to bring in more work and handle more work. With all that inkjet firepower, then why did you also have to add the Image Press V1000 and the two VariPrint 6180 Titans?
Well, the one big advantage we have for the V1000, so we'll do a lot of very, very small runs for business cards where we're running between 12 and 27 sheets of paper. So we'll run those primarily on the V1000. And then as for the Titans, we do a lot of black and white work every day. And that primarily goes over there so we can free up the IX for all of our color work.
Yeah, makes sense. So other than just small run lengths, how do you decide what goes on the toner versus what goes on the inkjet?
A lot of it is cost driven as well, since, we're supposed to be a zero net cost implant. We try to keep everything as cost effective as possible. So anything that's sort of a longer run is going to go on the IX. If it's going to have a lot of coverage as well, then we can get it over on the IX as well, because it's going to be a lot cheaper for us to print it over there than it is going to be for toner.
The V1000 I know has a lot of great features, and I know you added the optional sensing unit on the V1000, which automatically adjusts registration and color prior to printing. So how has that benefited your operation?
It's really helpful when we have a lot of business cards that we do are very, very tight to the edge of the business card. So with the sensing unit, the registration is pretty spot on. You don't really have to worry about the backup of the second side of the sheet. and the color just stays super accurate for both sides as well.
You also added the Longsheet feature, right, on the ImagePress V1000. How has that helped?
That's nice because now it allows us to do an 8.5/11 trifold brochure, which we've actually done 2 of those over the past month. We also did an 8.5/11 landscape booklet that all fed from the Longsheet feeder.
You mentioned you do a lot of black and white still. What benefits did the Titans bring that your previous equipment didn't have?
The one thing, especially on the TPXP, is the downstream process. So there's really no issues whether we got to run it through the folder. We have 2 different inserters that will run through for mailing, and there's no issues with any smudging or anything to do with the toner rubbing off anywhere.
Overall, how has it been working with Canon? Are they responsive to your needs?
Definitely. I gotta say the Canon, I've known Canon for a long time, and the service and everything, any issue that's come up with anything is just been either worked on or resolved almost immediately.
Well, that's great to hear. Sounds like you have a great operation there, Scott. I wish you continued success with your new Canon equipment, and it was great talking with you today.
Thanks, you too, Bob.